What is the motivation then behind all these bills? What's the real motivation, do you think?
They say when someone wants to control you, they control your education, they control your health, they control your food, and they control your information. This is really a globalist, a new world order agenda that is being effected in Kenya. So they are seeking to control those four in the Kenyan population. And if you look carefully, in the African continent, we have Kenya on the east, South Africa on the south, Nigeria on the west, and Egypt on the sort of the north side of the African continent. These countries are very strategic in terms of how they're governed, form of government, and what is happening. The proponents of the New World Agenda have marked Kenya to be actually the pilot country, the pilot project for other African countries. So if these things we are talking about succeed in Kenya, they bankroll in Tanzania, they go to Rwanda. That's the intention. So what are they doing? They are taking over food production and food sovereignty. Brian connect very well. We are now legal in terms of GMO on one side. On the other side, sharing seeds is a criminal offense. And on the back here, you have a myriad of punitive bills in parliament, okay? You have bills touching on water, you have bills touching on land. What have you done? You've taken away food production from the hands of Kenyans, and you've safely put food production on the hands of the GMO makers. They are not Kenyans. They are not Kenyans. So the person who is the companies making the GMO seeds own the patents. They are not Kenyan companies. But that maize is going to be grown in Kenya. So the owner of that company controls the line of maize in this country. I saw Bill Gates talk about, I now have interest on millet, because he's the owner of all these things. He held this information is never hidden. It's out there. And he has now interest on millet, and he's taking millet to the labs to develop GMOs. And I forgot to mention, Brian, everything that is natural cannot be patented. Nothing can be patented is natural. The only thing that is patented is what they generate from the natural. So you can imagine if today you've given someone the authority to decide what you'll be eating for the rest of your life. Who are you? You're a slave. Like someone decides utakula ugali jioni, utakunywa maji. Someone makes that decision. They've taken away your God-given rights. And that's what the New World Agenda is doing. So they are literally taking over food production and food sovereignty. When you talk about food sovereignty, I tell people it is so sensitive. It is next to, I would call it, anyone touching food sovereignty of a country is committing treason in that country. Because that is the security of a nation. That is the fabric of that country. So now you connect all these things and you see as a New World Agenda being implemented in the country. And what does that mean? We don't no longer control our food. We no longer control our health. We no longer control our education. But I'm happy that we still control our information, because now we are having this conversation.